This porch has seen it all. War plans, a golf legend's first breath, and near death of its own. Atlanta is a city always racing forward, but sometimes you have to pull over to notice what still stands. Just off Grant Park, this pink stucco mansion has watched the city rise, burn, rebuild, and nearly forget it. This is the Lemuel P. Grant Mansion, built in the 1850s, and today the home of the Atlanta Preservation Center. Grant was a railroad pioneer. From this house, he designed the defenses that once circled the city during the Civil War, an inner line of earthworks stretching miles. The walls inside sheltered the wounded when Atlanta became a battlefield, and decades later, these same rooms heard the first cries of Bobby Jones, the golfing legend, born here in 1902. From these rooms, L.P. Grant sketched a ring of defense, 10 miles in the inner line, some say over 30 across the system, that tried to hold back history. By the end of the 20th century, the house was a shell, its roof collapsing, its story fading. In 2001, preservationists stepped in. For just over $100,000, they bought it, patched the leaks, rebuilt the floors, and gave Atlanta a rare gift: this home that is still standing on its original ground. Today, I'm sitting down with David Mitchell. He's the executive director of the Atlanta Preservation Center. He's not just a preservationist. He's a storyteller in his own right, making sure Atlanta's mile markers, like the Grant Mansion here, stay standing to guide us into the future.
When I became the executive director in September of 2020, I wanted to make sure that we incorporated, however we could, that next level of what this space can represent to not only the city, but on a regional, potentially national level. And so incorporating original material, doing anything and everything you can to make it where people engage it and participate in what that process is huge. And so I think for me, the biggest thing about this space, is we all get older. And so all of a sudden it's kind of neat to think that this was here before me, this will be here after me. And if I had some way or another of making sure that it's here properly for those who come out, for those that will be born decades after I'm no longer here, it's pretty neat. And to kind of have a little way of touching it. It all goes down to like how you feel and experience it. So yeah, I love it.
He's the voice behind so many of this city's comeback stories, fighting to keep places like Grant Mansion alive. David doesn't just save buildings, he keeps Atlanta's memory on the map, reminding us that every brick still has a story worth telling.
You know, this building had a lot to say when it was first built and what it meant for the community. What do you think it's still saying now?
Well, it's like anything. When you have when you start at, if you will, number one, and if we are which I know we are, the oldest building in the city, we're going to start off at this spot. You need to maintain that. You don't really diminish or deflect from your goal, your mission, your purpose. Having this situation where you get to harness something that is 160 years old, 100, almost 70 years old, this phase, that is just as effective now as it was then. I mean, you hear kids in the background, you hear this kind of stuff. I mean, there have been a lot of kids' voices heard through these windows. It's safe. And I think that's a huge thing. It's nice to be somewhere to feel a sense of belong. It's better to feel safe. And I think that a space that has endured and conquered fear for generations to exist, to allow people from all different kinds of walks of life to come in and feel comfortable, is a safety that you spend a lifetime trying to achieve that seldom you get to experience. And to know that we've been able to create that, I think, is unparalleled.
As I ride through these streets, I think about how asphalt overlays the old wagon trails and how the hum of my bike echoes the iron rails Grant once laid. Listening to David, I'm reminded that preservation is a lot like riding. You don't just race to the next mile, you honor the road beneath you. And thanks to voices like his, Atlanta's history still has miles left to go. I'm Sharon Klein, and this is History Highway, where every mile has a story.